morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are. This is Brandon with Geaux Stros. I apologize for the late start. I seriously was dreaming about my alarm. It was going off, but I thought it was a dream. I was having some kind of strange dream about it. And then suddenly I was lying there and I kind of woke up a little bit and I became aware that I was lying on my bed. I wasn't dreaming. And so I got up and looked at my clock and saw, oh crap, it's after 3 o'clock. And the game started today, I think at 3:10, so it's been going for 20 minutes. Right now, the game is 0-0. The Twins have a hit, but there's no score yet. I do have some water heating up, so I'll have some coffee ready shortly. Victor Caratini is at the plate. First pitch is right in the middle of the plate, a 76-mile-per-hour curveball. Simeon Woods Richardson is on the mound today for the Twins. Next pitch is hit out into left field, but kind of a floater caught by the third baseman. No problem. One away. Next batter is at the plate. Looks like Jake Myers. He takes that pitch for a strike. Here comes the next pitch. Almost in the dirt. 1-1 is the count against Myers. Here comes the next pitch. Another one almost in the dirt. Curveball that time. 2 balls and 1 strike to good old Jake. Swing and a miss there. Well, he got a piece of it. Little foul tip. Either way, it's strike 2. There's the timeout slow motion swing by Jake Myers. I appreciate you guys being here as usual. I'll get to the live chat in just a moment. Right in the bottom of the zone. Strike 3. Jake Myers strikes out for out number 2. All right. Cam Smith is at the plate. He chops the very first pitch down the third base line. He had last night's walk-off hit right up the middle to win the game 3-2. He said it was the first time in his entire life he's ever had a walk-off hit. Curveball on the top of the zone for strike 2. 0-2. Looks like Richardson is putting a lot of pitches either in or close to the zone. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt. It's an interesting looking bat that Cam Smith's using. Baby blue. It's like a Houston Oiler bat. Here comes the pitch. Hits on out in right field. Looks like it's going to be easily playable. And it is. Out number 3. Woods Richardson is from the, excuse me, he's from the Houston area, apparently. Three up and three down for the Astros in the inning. No problem right there for Woods Richardson. Top of the third coming up. Brandon Walter on the mound today. I think my hot water's ready. Let me go grab it. By the way, I got a new hat. I want to tell you about that in just a moment. Be right back. Go Stros. All right. They're talking with Brandon Walter's father. First pitch of the inning on the way to Brooks Lee. Outside, ball one. Here's the next pitch. A little inside. The cutter missing. 2 balls and no strikes to Lee. Yesterday, of course, in Japan was Father's Day. Today's Father's Day in many other places, so happy Father's Day to you guys. Oh my gosh. Brandon Walter just gave up a home run to the Crawford boxes while they're talking with his dad. One to nothing Twins. That's gotta suck. Walter's dad is being interviewed right now about his son, and he gives up. His dad said, "Oh, then put on the stupid Spartan helmet." He said his son is pitching well. He says that while his son gives up a solo home run. Gotta love it. Strike one to Christian Vazquez. Come on, Walter. You got to keep up the Astros in the game here. You had a good couple of innings. Don't blow it. The count is 1-1 to Vazquez. Tommy, don't like ye. Here's the pitch. That's hit up the middle by Vazquez. Should be caught by Myers. And this. 1 down. I've been meaning to get to the live chat. Thank you so much, Sergio, for kind of holding down the fort while I was getting things sorted out. I really do appreciate it. And hello, Caesar. Nice to see you. Hey, Jordan. Nice to see you here. I was a little late. Thank you for stopping in. First pitch to Ryan Jeffers is in there for strike one. 36 pitches now for Walter. Here comes the next one. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Here comes the 1-1. Fouled off. 92 miles an hour on the outside edge. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Glenn. Glenn, it's nice to see you. What in the world's going on with the highlight window here? Ah, I see. This one's hit in the infield, way up in the air. Caratini is over from first base. Kind of strange seeing him over there. Diaz behind the plate today. Caratini playing first. Giving Christian Walker some time off. Carlos Correa comes to the plate with 2 outs. First pitch is on the way. Lots of movement on that changeup, but it was too far outside for ball 1. Here comes the next pitch. Hey, that was a little inside, but strike 1 by the umpire. Here comes the next pitch. Fouled back. The Swiffer. A little bit elusive for Correa. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Nobody on. Here comes the pitch. That's hit to third. It's going to be hard for Guillorme. He can't get it there. It's not a bad play. Guillorme playing third for the Astros today. Brett is still out. But that was just a little too difficult. Correa is fast enough to beat that out, so despite the good play by Guillorme, Carlos is on with 2 outs. Willie Castros rips that one into left field on the very first pitch. That's the second hit. If you don't count the solo homer. 3 hits this inning against Walter. Solo home run and a couple of singles. Cutter right in the zone. Just ripped it out into left field. 2 runners on with 2 outs. Ty France at the plate. Come on, Walter, you got to shut this down. Swing and a miss. Cutter inside and low. France grounded out his last at bat. Here comes the next pitch. Right in the bottom of the zone. Hit out to right field. Way back to the wall. Might be trouble. Oh, Cam Smith with a little jumping catch right at the wall. Good job by Cam getting that right by the wall. Almost another home run given up by Walter there. Mere feet from leaving the park. Again, that would have been a 3-run homer. Astros could have been down 4-0 just like that. Holy cow, guys. Talk about scary. This game could have gotten out of hand right there. Good grief, Walter. Calm down, mister. 1-0. The Twins are up. 3 hits in that inning. Suddenly, they go from having 1 hit, no runs, to 4 hits and 1 run. Could have been worse. But you know what? The Twins have a pitcher on the mound that the Astros should be able to hit. Absolutely. Absolutely, they should be able to hit this guy. Not sure why they don't even have a hit yet, to be honest. But you know how the Stros go this year with their hitting. I'm going to try to hurry up and get this first cup of coffee made, because I really needs it. I needs it. And this is my precious. And this is. We loves it. We loves the coffee. My precious. Man, it feels so nice when I go out into the house on the outside the bedroom. I have a sliding door in the back of the house, and it's slatted, so nobody can come in, but the air you can see outside, and the air comes in. It's nice and cool. It feels wonderful out there. First pitch at Cooper Hummel. Wow, look at that. Ty France makes a good play on Hummel there. The very first pitch. Hummel rips it. Try to get it through the hole there. Great catch by Ty France. And he throws it over the pitcher for out number one. Good play by France. One up and one down. Hummel's 0 for 10 with the Stros. Dubon goes after the first pitch, too. Correa picks it up, fires over to first. 2 pitches, 2 outs. The Astros going down in order really quickly. That brings up Luis Guillermo. Or Luis Guillorme. A little high. Little high for ball 1. 2 outs, no runners on. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Could have been a strike there at the very bottom of the zone, but called a ball. Woo, suddenly I had to sneeze. 2 balls and no strikes. That one is a strike. Almost the identical pitch to the last one, right in the bottom of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike to Guillorme. Here's the toss. Way above the zone. Ball 3. 3-1. Guillorme making him pitch. Another sneeze. 3-1. Strike 2. 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Looks like Guillorme might have to swing the bat. We'll see. Unless it's just way out of the zone. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. He does swing. Strikes out. Foul tip into the glove of Vasquez. Pretty easy inning for Woods Richardson. They had lots of guys out there throwing out the first pitch. They were showing highlights of that earlier. Astros doing absolutely nothing at the plate right now. 3 up and 3 down like nothing. First 2 batters, 2 swings, 2 outs. Guillorme took a lot of pitches, but ultimately struck out, so a non-productive bat. Let's take a look at the live stream chat. I see that I have 23 people following along and 19 likes. That's very generous, guys, considering that I got started late and I'm sleepy. But happy Father's Day to all of you. I know that it's been Father's Day since yesterday for me. It's not Father's Day now, but not in Japan, but it was yesterday. Let's see here. Thanks, Ace of Waters. Brendan says I'll take the rookies over Rogers. Yeah, right now I'll give them a shot. Why not? Hey, Juan. Good to see you. And Geaux Stros indeed. I wanted to tell you guys, I had another one of those really lucky moments yesterday. Back when I was working full time and I wasn't sick, I used to, every year on Father's Day, I'd buy myself some Air Jordans. That was my thing. My daughter was taken away by her mom, and she really hurt our relationship. My daughter started disrespecting me over time. She realized, hey, Dad doesn't have any power over me, so she started disrespecting me, and the way her mom views me kind of rubbed off on her. Very first pitch goes in there to Wallner. He grounds it to Caratini, who scoops it up and steps on the base. Hey, just like the Astros did and their last at bat, very first pitch, ground out. Maybe they'll have another ground out right here. That'd be funny. Jonah Bride comes to the plate. Didn't see him in the lineup in this series. He popped up his last at bat. Here comes the pitch. Right in there, 88 miles an hour. The cutter finding its mark. No ground out on the first pitch for the Twins. 0-1. Next pitch is a little low and outside, 1-1. But anyway, because of my situation, I can't just go buy a pair of Air Jordans for Father's Day right now. So, next pitch, just barely outside. That could have been a strike. Just barely got the edge there, but ball 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 to Bride from Walter. Bride check swing, bounces it down the first base line, 2-2. But I went to the second-hand store and I was looking around, and they have a section of really like MLB hats, and they never had the Astros, never. But check it out. Look what I found. And it's a fitted hat, and it's exactly my size. Can you believe it? And the price was only $12. $12, guys. This hat right here sells online, even used, for like $60. How awesome is that? So I got a new Astros hat yesterday for Father's Day. Ground ball to Dubon at second. He fires over to first for out number 2. So they do get the ground out on the second batter, but it took a few more pitches. 2 up and 2 down. And this shirt also I got at the secondhand store. This is some kind of local organization or something that's related to the Hiroshima Carp baseball team, the local Hiroshima professional baseball team. Next batter is Harrison Bader. The first pitch out of the zone for ball 1. But the reason I got this, because not only is it a Carp shirt, but on the back it has a sports car that's similar to a Lamborghini. A little low and inside, ball 2. And right above the car it says imagination. And that's very important to me, so I got this shirt to go with it. So this is my new Father's Day stuff that I'm wearing today. Next pitch. Here we go. High and in the zone. High and inside. Strike 1. 55 pitches now for Walter here in the top of the 4th. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good toss. The Swiffer. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bader takes a little moment to rethink his options. Now he's back in the box. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Tapped down the third base side foul. The count remains 2-2. Mark says, checking in. Good day. Happy Father's Day. Thank you, Mark. Same to you. Hope everyone here who's a father is having a great Father's Day, and everyone with a father has a father who's having a great day today if he's here. Fouled off again down the third base line. The count remains 2-2. Yes, that's right, Bid Dog. The Toyo Hiroshima Carp. Here's the pitch. Bader fouls it off again, this time into the crowd on the first base side. Oh, man. That's good coffee. Good coffee.
That's real good coffee right there, you know what I'm saying?
Here's the pitch. Strike three. All right. 1, 2, 3, fourth inning for Brandon Walter. Walter does not have the old-timey jam like he did in the last inning. No old-timey jam for Brandon Walter. I want to make a nice homer image. Let's see, home run image. All right. Just trying to get comfortable and woken up. I was really looking forward to this game tonight, and I went to bed early. I had a little trouble for the first 2 hours really getting to sleep. I got in bed around 8 o'clock last night. Jeremy Pena comes to the plate. Astros have literally gone 9 up and 9 down. Not a single base runner. First pitch to the Flash is on the way. Bounced foul down the third base side. 0-1 is the count. Nice hat with great price. Yes, Caesar. I'm so happy to have a really nice quality fitted hat that I can use primarily during live streams or whenever I'm dressed up and going out on the city. Swing and a miss there at the bottom of the zone. The slider sliding underneath Jeremy Pena's bat. My other Astros hat that I have here is definitely not something you'd wear with nice clothes. There we go with another strikeout. Pena goes down. Not looking like an all-star today. It's funny. Not as interested in Josh Miller as I am Altuve. Hey, look at that. Yiner hits it all the way out to the wall. Oh, just shy of being out. And if he had hit it further to the left, it would have been off the wall, but he put it in that pocket. Very first pitch. Diaz goes pretty deep. Diaz gets up there and out of there so fast. Man. 2 up and 2 down. My hero comes to the plate. He had a ground out earlier. He takes the time out to get settled in. Still no hits for the Astros and no runners on. Here comes the pitch to Altuve. He grounds that one to Correa. Correa scoops it up and fires to first. Woo! Altuve was flying down the line, but he barely gets him. He had to rush. Altuve made Correa work for it, but he grounds out again for the second time. Woods Richardson has only thrown 30 pitches, guys. You realize that's 7.25 pitches per inning? The Astros are not making him work at all. Not only are the Astros 12 up and 12 down in this game, not a single base runner, but they're only making him throw 7.25 pitches per inning. That is a batting failure. But if you look at the Astros lineup, though, I mean, you've got a few guys in there who should be hitting the ball. Pena Diaz and Altuve leading it off. And they should have been on base at least once. Caratini, Myers, and Smith. Hummel, Dubon, Guillorme. Yeah, this is not the Astros ace lineup right now. But still, 4 innings with not even a single base runner. 12 Astros retired in a row. And Woods Richardson not even having to break a sweat to get them out. 7.25 pitches. At this rate, he's going to have a complete game, shutout, no-hitter against the Astros. If that happens, and it would happen at a game where I have to get up in the middle of the night, right? I just made a pretty funny image. Hopefully I'll get to use it. I'll show it to you guys. Let me open it up. There it is. Check that out. Waiting for the Astros to get a hit so I can show that. All right. Walter's back on the mound. There's a swing and a line drive out to left field. Vasquez lines out. Apparently, before I could even get back to the game, we have ourselves a hit and a base runner on first base. Lee with a single. One away. Ryan Jeffers is now at the plate. Here's the pitch. A little low and inside, ball 1. 5 hits for the Twins. Nary a 1 for the Stros. Jeffers 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a pop out. Here's the pitch right in there, 92-mile-per-hour sinker. 1-1. Here comes the next pitch. The 1-1. Did he hit him? Yeah. He hit him on the leg, on the back leg. Hit by pitch. 2 runners on. You know what that means? We have ourselves an old-timey jam. Got him on the inside of that right leg, that back right leg. That's the old-timey jam that we got going on right there. The Gordon old-timey jam. Got runners on first and second. That brings up Carlos Correa. Correa with runners on first and second and only 1 out. Double play ball would be perfect right now. Put him to shame, Walter. Swing and a miss. That's a good start. The change up. Sergio says Walter might have had a hiccup and he seems to be on top of it. Well, if he can get out of this right here, then yeah, but a little shaky right now with 2 runners on and one out. It's grounded towards Caratini, who scoops it up and steps on first for out number 2, but the runners advance to second and third. A little tap tap tapper by Correa. That was a good result for out number 2, but now we have runners on second and third. That brings up Willie Castro. He singled his last at bat. First pitch on the way. Quite a bit outside for ball 1. Here's the next pitch. Another one way outside. Ball 2, 2-0. Come on, Walter. Here's the 2-0. Another one outside, but fouled off by Castro. 2-1 is the count. The sinker got him to go around. Mark says, "Okay, got sound now." Are you talking about from me? Yeah, I. If you saw the stream earlier, but there was no sound, it's just because I wasn't talking or I wasn't at the computer. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the toss. Swing and a miss. Good one on the inside. Low and inside. The Swiffer. Castro tried to grab that Swiffer and sweep the dirt. He failed. It's still dirty, Castro. Fidel Castro. Willie Fidel Castro. 71 pitches now for Walter. Here comes the next one. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs, 2 runners on. In the dirt. Full count. So, are we going to get the strikeout? You know, Tommy wants swingy. Tommy wants swingy. Here comes the 3-2 pitch from Walter. He got the swing, but he fouled it off down the third baseline. The count remains 3-2. Jordan says, "Incredible Astro hat found in Japan on Father's Day." Absolutely, very happy, very very happy, and it still has a sticker on it. It's nice, brand new condition. A rare find here. Everything's Dodgers, right? Everything's Dodgers because of Ohtani. Strike 3. Yes, that's right. Walter doesn't get the swing, but he doesn't need it. He puts it right in the middle of the plate. And Willie Fidel Castro can't handle the truth. Boom. Strike 3, baby. Walter gets out of the old-timey Gordon Jam. Oh my gosh. I love that image. It's so funny. It's so funny. All right. How about that? Oh man, that was good stuff right there. Sergio says, "I know it's early, but it's time to get someone warming up in the bullpen." Let's see. Around 75 pitches or so. Going into the 6th, I agree. They should start getting somebody warmed up. Actually, when Walter comes out into the top of the 6th, that's when they should start warming somebody up, I think. That's my feeling. As Walter goes out to the mound, they should have somebody warming up in the bullpen. I agree with you about that. They don't need them warming up right now, but getting them warmed up at the beginning of the next inning would be good. Yep. BitDog says, look at our 7, 8, and 9 hitters today, plus no Paredes either. Yeah, that's right. We got new guys out there, and our top of the batting order is not producing yet. But nobody's even gotten on base yet. We haven't even gotten a walk. We haven't gotten a hit by pitch, nothing. And not only that, guys, they're not making the pitcher work. He's only averaging 7.25 pitches per inning. That's ridiculous. Hemi, I don't know who you are, but you're going to get banned. What was Phil looking at? Paredes' injury really changes our scoring capabilities until he gets back. Sergio, yeah, I agree. We need Paredes. Considering what we've been able to do without Jordan is pretty amazing. But now that we don't have him, it's painful. 1 ball, 1 strike to Caratini. Apparently I missed the first pitch, but 1-1 is the count. Paredes is on the bench at the stadium watching the game. Here's the pitch. Hit high in the air on the infield. Should be taken by the third baseman, and it is. 1 away on the infield flyout by Caratini. The Batman goes down like Robin. 13 batters in a row retired by Woods Richardson. Jordan says we need to at least tie it up here. I agree. It'd be nice to take the lead, but I'd be happy if we start hitting the ball. Even if we don't get any points, make him pitch. Give him something to sweat about. You know what I'm saying? First pitch to Myers is in there for a strike. Jake Myers and his family. Here comes the 0-1 to Myers. Grounds that one up the middle. Craig can't handle it. It bounces off his glove, and there's no play. It was a diving catch, likely going to be a hit for the Astros, the first one of the game. Jake Myers is the guy to come through. Right down the middle, a little high in the zone, a changeup, and he punished it. Craig got his glove on it, but was not able to come up with it. All right, Cam Smith at the plate with 1 runner on. Heck yes. Now we have a hit finally and a base runner. First pitch in the bottom part of the zone. That was a good one to be swinging at. 77-mile-per-hour curveball. And he didn't go with it. Runner on first. 0-1 is the count to Cam Smith, last night's hero. Here's the pitch. Whoa! He almost got hit in the head. He had a run out of there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Woods Richardson with the fastball almost to the face of Cam Smith. Look at this. Woo! 94 miles an hour. Nolan Ryan, they said Nolan Ryan called that an old-fashioned bow tie. Here's a pitch. Ground ball. 78 miles an hour. Chopped foul down the third baseline. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cam. Come on, Cam, crank it up. Ayus says, how are we making this 6 ERA guy look like the Cy Young? I agree. I couldn't agree more. This guy is one that we should be destroying. We should be destroying him. Here comes the pitch. 2-1, or 1-2 rather. Now it's 2-2. Low and outside in the doit. The slider slid right into the dirt. Ban me for telling the truth of your team cheating the game. You're talking about something that happened a long time ago and something that all other MLB teams do. Yeah, you're useless. You're just a troll. No point in allowing you to stick around if you're just going to troll. Jake Myers was stealing, but it's fouled off by Cam. The count remains 2-2, so Myers will have to go back to first base. Hemi is in timeout for 30 minutes because he's a troll loser. Here's the next pitch to Cam. Fouls it off again. Staying alive, 2-2. Now this is what I'm talking about, guys. Cam Smith hasn't gotten a hit yet, but he's making Richardson work, making him throw a lot of pitches. Now this is the first time he's had to really work, so this could get to him. Here's the 2-2. He throws over to first base. Myers is back. .42 pitches now for Richardson. His count is slowly increasing. Here's the 2-2 to Cam. Come on, crank it up. Outside. Good take. Full count. Hummel is on deck. One away. Myers on first. Full count on Cam Smith. Crank it up, Cam. Oh, Myers is off. Oh, fouled off his foot. Myers will have to go back to first. He was stealing. Oh, that doesn't look good. Cam fouled it off his back leg. He's limping around. Take a look at this. Right off his knee. That hurt. Take another look at this from this angle. Yeah, right off the top of the knee there. Ooh. He immediately went down. The trainer's out there with him right now. We definitely don't need Cam to have an injured leg. My gosh, man. What is with the Astros right now? First the pitchers and now the batters. Sergio says, block this fool, let him waste his time like old news, like we're Jimmy Hoffa. I put him in timeout like a child, Sergio. I have the ability to put people in timeout. Ayus says, Cam Homer maybe. It'd be nice. Cam is putting up quite the battle right now. There's the walk-off that he had last night. Right now, we don't need... there's no chance for a walk-off, but we need a big hit right now. He is putting up a good battle at the plate. Looks like Cam's going to be okay. He's shaking it off. Myers is still at first base with one out, full count. 44 pitches now for Woods Richardson. Here comes the 3-2. Jake is off. Fouled off again. Myers trying that steal again, man. Big battle at the plate between Woods Richardson and Cam Smith. Bit Dog says, come on, Cam. Ayus says, Cam Homer. I hope so. Willard says, Brandon, Astros need Robert Jr. Robert Jr.? I wouldn't mind having him in the lineup. That's check swing? Myers is into second with a steal? Is that a walk? The throw didn't matter. They did an appeal, but they said that Cam didn't go, so on the check swing, it's ball 4. Excellent, excellent batting performance there by Cam Smith. Yeah, he held up just barely, just barely. Myers was stealing and there was a throw, but it didn't matter. The pitching coach is now going to come out and have a little chit-chat with Woods Richardson. How do you like that? The Stros are winning, losing 1-0, but yet the first visit to the mound doesn't go to Brandon Walter. It goes to Simeon Woods Richardson. It looks like Richardson has himself an old-timey jam. All right. Hummel comes to the plate. Cooper Hummel. He has a really big opportunity right here, does he not? With one out, runners on first and second. Astros haven't had a single base runner on this entire game, not a single hit. Now they have a hit and 2 base runners with one out. And Hummel at the plate. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, ball 1. The pitching challenges continue for Woods Richardson this inning. Hopefully they will continue until he gets knocked out of the game. Come on. Own this guy. Here's the pitch to Hummel. Swing and a miss. Another one low and inside, but Hummel went after that one. That could have been ball two. Should have been ball two. Where's Jimmy Hoffa is a funny comment, by the way, Sergio. You can go think about where's Jimmy Hoffa. That's true. Let him go consider that in the corner in the timeout where I put him. Hummel hits it sharply down the line, but foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I forgot to put my second base runner glow on. There it is. Lots of nice pitches this inning for Woods Richardson. He's having to work and sweat here in Daikin Park, Game 3. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for Hummel. Are you kidding me? Another one low and almost down the dirt. Hummel, what are you thinking, man? What do you think you're the next Jacob Melton? We got a left-handed batter at the plate, a prospect, and he goes down. He has a meltdown, a Jacob meltdown. Out number 2 on that strikeout. That brings up Mauricio Dubon. Come on, man. We need you. We need you to come through here with a big hit. Here's the pitch. He goes after the first one, fouls it off. Not surprised he was swinging on that first pitch. 0-1. He's also 0-4-1 today with a ground out. But Dubon, all we need right now is a single. Jake Myers is on second. He could easily score on a single. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Blocked by Vasquez. Runners can't advance. It wouldn't have been a bad time to be double stealing. 32 people following along. Thanks for being here. The chat is relatively quiet to have so many people listening in. Now it's 34. Thank you for liking the live stream, by the way, and happy Father's Day to everyone out there. Astros trying to get something done here. 2 outs, 2 runners on. 1-1 count to Dubon. Here's the pitch to Doobie. Hit up the middle. Is it going to get down? No. It's line outs. All right. Well, like I said, I'm happy that the Astros are at least making the pitcher work now. Getting a hit. Getting a walk. Making him sweat a little bit. I'm glad to see that they are starting to get to this pitcher. I don't think he's going to last another inning. My prediction is that this pitcher will not make it through the 6th inning, the bottom of the 6th. The Astros are going to have a big 6th. Get at least a couple of runs, maybe 3, maybe more. That's my prediction, okay, for the next inning. Let's put that in the live stream as a poll. Start a poll. Astros big inning. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. These are my guesses, okay? You guys can tell me your opinion. When will the Astros have a big inning? That's the question. That is the question. All right. Walter's back on the mound. The very first pitch to Ty France is a swing and miss. High and outside on that fastball, strike 1. Good toss. Good toss, my friend. Astros are down 1-0 here in the the top of the 6th. That's hit hard out into right field, but foul. I was not too far away from the Crawford boxes. Calm down there, Walter. Luckily, strike two. A ground out and a fly out. Ty France did squeak in a home run in game one against the Stros. Here's the pitch. High and outside, ball 1-2. Yeah, check it out. They've already got the bullpen going for Minnesota. Outside, ball 2-2. Kind of surprised to see that they've got the bullpen going. The next pitch is fouled off into the right side. Off into the crowd. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ty France. Here's the 2-2 from Walter. Fouled off of his leg. He seems okay. Count remains 2-2. Willard says, car 54 Astros, please hit with the runners on bases, please. Yeah, that's right. We need some emergency assistance. That Hummel at bat might be the worst ever. Jordan, have you seen Jacob Melton bat? Those are the worst. Shh. That's ball 3. I forgot this umpire is one of those guys. He yells out really loud, full count, but it sounds like he's saying strike 3. Swing and a miss. Speaking of strike 3, how about that? You know what that means? Tommy Likey. Tommy wants swingy. Tommy Likey. Tommy wants swingy. Matt Wallner's up with 1 out. Nobody on. Here's the toss from Walter. Right in there, an 80-mile-per-hour Swiffer. 0-1. Ayu says this game may be over if we don't score. Yeah, we have to score. We have to score. How many pitches are in this inning? That's a good question. I was wondering about that too. Wallner hits that one out into right field, right center, but Cam runs over and grabs it. Out number 2. Go back to the dugout in shame, Wallner. 2 away. Think about this performance today, guys. Brandon Walter. He gets Jonah Bride right here. That's 6 innings of 1-run ball. You can't complain about that at all. Look at that. Strike 1 in the bottom of the zone on the cutter. 5 hits and 1 run so far. I have a disconnect on the game and a reconnect. I guess my satellite was reconnecting. Swing and a miss. Hey, how about that? Tommy Likey. Tommy wants swingy. Strike 3. Another strikeout for Walter, and that's 3 up and 3 down in the 6th. Heck yes. Good job, Mr. Brandon Walter. I like what you've done so far, mister. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run given up. Had a little bit of trouble a couple of times. Gave up the solo homer. But the Astros should be up on this game 5-1 right now. They're batting against a guy that they should be destroying. Just to give you an idea of just how little confidence the Twins have in their pitcher, they already had people warming up in the bullpen, despite him having such a low pitch count and performing so well up until the 5th inning. Okay, that should tell you something. The Astros should be destroying this guy, and they haven't been. I need to get some more water going for hot water. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I missed the first pitch to Guillorme. There's the second pitch, and that would be a ball. The count is 1-1. Whew. I tried to get my water going as quickly as I could. Thank you for waiting for me, guys. 1-1. Here comes the pitch. Ooh, 97 right in there. Brock Stewart is in the game. They didn't mess around. The Twins coaches, no bullpen action on the Astros side, but the Twins lost complete confidence, immediately pulling out Woods Richardson. Foul tip into the glove of the catcher, and Guillorme strikes out. That's one away for the Astros. Brock Stewart with just 4 pitches. That's all he needed to put away Guillorme. Brock Stewart. Brock Stewart. He's now facing Jeremy Pena. Let's see if Pena can have a different result here. The first pitch is outside for ball 1. 29 people following along and 26 likes. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you being here. Here's the next pitch to Pena, the 1-0. In the dirt and outside. 85-mile-per-hour Swiffer cleaning up that dirt. There we go. Got my hat pulled down. That's in there for a strike. 94-mile-per-hour cutter. Stewart finding the strike zone. Pena just standing back and taking it. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kind of making him throw some pitches in the zone. Let's see what we got here on the 2-1 pitch. Ooh, 93 on the outside edge. A half swing by Pena. Fouls it off onto the first base side. 2-2 is the count. Pena takes a little stroll around the countryside outside the batter's box. What we might call in Japanese inaka. The word inaka means countryside. That's where I live, in the inaka. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the toss to Pena. 96, a couple inches above the zone and a swing and miss. Another strikeout for Pena. Are you kidding me? 2 strikeouts for Pena today. He's hurting his batting average and his chances for being one of the best players this year playing like this. 0 for 2 is Mr. Yainer Diaz, a line out and a ground out. He had a pretty strong hit earlier. He's been driving the ball really well lately. He taps that one to the first base side, a little liner, a Yainer liner on the very first pitch, and that's out number 3, so no trouble for Brock Stewart. The Twins make the right decision by pulling out Woods Richardson because the Astros are about to light his butt up. Guys, the sun is already starting to come up out here. It's 4:30 in the morning. Right before the start of the bottom of the 6th, I went out to put on some more hot water. I stepped outside because I'm reforming the inside of the house. You might be surprised to know that right now my house has no kitchen and has technically it doesn't really have a bathroom, but because of the design of the house, originally this house, this main part of the house here, it was built 200 years ago. If you see those Japanese films where inside the house, the whole house is made of wood, the roof is made of grass, the walls don't really exist. I have no walls in here. You can see up there, like right up there above me, that's kind of a half wall, but below that it's just sliding doors. This whole house is just sliding doors. So I could take out all the sliding doors and you can see through the whole house. And the floors are tatami mats. And on the outside, all the way around the house, is like a porch. It's called engawa. But it's just like a porch that goes all the way around the outside. And the original design of the house was that the kitchen was on the ground, literally on the dirt floor, and kind of disconnected from the house. And they used a lot of stone to build the cooking areas. It was kept separately for safety reasons. But that kitchen, over time, they tried to renovate it and update it and kind of make it more a part of the house. But it was also very old. Maybe they started to turn that into a more modern kitchen like 75 years ago. But it is also destroyed, so I had to take it all out. Harrison Bader's at the plate. The first pitch is a swing and miss on the changeup. Walter's still in the game. Strike one. 0-1 is the count. Let's see what he can do here in the top of the seventh. Swing and a miss. Strike two. That pitch is low in the zone, or low below the zone, actually. 0-2, just like that to Bader. Let's get that strikeout. Hey, Tommy Likey. Tommy wants swingy. Tommy Likey. Tommy wants swingy. (91 mph) fastball, up and out, swing and miss. How about that? Next pitch is also a strike to Brooks Lee on the inside edge. 81 mph changeup. Here's the next pitch. In there, foul down the third baseline. Strike two. That was a nasty pitch. France, go back to Paris. Go back to Paris. That's funny. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That's hit up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. A little floater right up the middle. Lee finally. Well, it wasn't Lee. I'm sorry. Lee's the one that doesn't have any problems. He's 3 for 3 against Walter. He has got Walter's number today. It's been Bader that hasn't been able to figure out Walter today, but Lee has Walter's number, 3 for 3. He also has a long hitting streak, longest one in the majors. Here's the first pitch to Christian Vazquez, low and inside, ball 1. Vazquez is 0 for 2, fly on a line out. Brandon is bending but not breaking so far. That's right. Little throw over to first base. Lee gets back. Kind of a courtesy throw more than anything. Not much doing there. Nothing serious. Charles, welcome in. Happy Father's Day to you too. Stros alive in the 7th. Hoshi. That means I want. I want that. Here's the pitch. Right in there. 89. The cutter in the bottom of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike to Vazquez. Is Vazquez a Christian, though? Sergio says, I understand we won't win every game, but this sweep is very doable. Yeah, that's when the Astros usually don't get it, right? When it's doable, very, very doable, and should be done, right? Should be. When it should be a sweep, they don't get it. But what I was expecting to see was a sweep of this series and then a 4-game sweep of the A's. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Christian Vazquez. The 1-2 pitch on the way from Walter with a base runner. Check swing, did he go? They say yes, he did. All right. Tommy Likey. Tommy wants swingy. I love me some Chris Farley. There we go. Vazquez just couldn't hold up on that one. Good call, ump. It looks like that's going to be it for Brandon Walter, though. They're not going to let him face Ryan Jeffers. 97 pitches for Walter. Standing ovation from the Astros crowd. Give him some love. He did an awesome job. We're going to have a little break while the next pitcher gets warmed up. I'm wondering if they're going to have Brian King on the mound. That's my guess. Maybe Brian King will be up to get the last out, because Walter is a lefty. And I'm a little unsure who else they would be bringing in right now to face Jeffers. But my guess is Brian King. That's my guess, guys. I don't know for sure. I didn't see. But I'm going to change it to King just to see if I'm right. I'm going to see. Jordan says, I think the house is very cool. You can change around the walls and have several different house designs. That's right. I mean, it's you don't have nearly the amount of privacy in this house that you would have in a regular house. But like you said, you can combine 2 rooms, combine 4 rooms, and in different directions. You can change the layouts. You can do all sorts of things. My plan is to rebuild these sliding doors. These types of doors that you see behind me right here, the ones that you can't see through, these are not called shoji. For those of you who don't know this, a shoji door is a door that has the paper on it, right? Just the paper. But these doors are thicker, and they're meant to provide more insulation, and you can't see through them. They don't let in any light. These are called fusuma sliding doors. First pitch, hit into right field, might be trouble, and it's down. Sean Dubin is actually in, not Brian King. The very first pitch to Ryan Jeffers by Dubin, the very first one, is hit into right field for a hit. Now we have 2 runners on. So Dubin is in the game, not Brian King. Runners on first and second with 2 outs for Dubin. Carlos Correa at the plate. A little bit of trouble. We got ourselves an old-timey jam right now. Here comes the first pitch to Correa on that outside edge. Little bit generous by the umpire there. Slightly outside, but strike 1 on the Swiffer. 0-1 to Correa. Come on, Dubin. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another Swiffer, but this one way outside. Correa doesn't bite. 1-1 is the count. Lee's having a good game, but we need to get him out. Yeah, we need to get all these guys out. We can't afford to give up any more runs, not hitting like we are. Here's the pitch, the 1-1. Almost a foot outside. Fastball, but clearly not anywhere near competitive. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sergio says we get at least 2 runs in the 7th. We're gonna timidly predict that the Astros are gonna win this low-scoring game 4-3. 4-3 would be that's a lot of scoring towards the end of the game. Fouled off by Correa. South Korea. Carlos South Korea, is he North Korea? No, now he's North Korea. Carlos is now North Korea. He's the enemy. He's no longer an ally. He's not South Korea. He's North Korea. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Pops it up. Could be out number 3. Diaz is there. He's got it in foul territory for out number 3. Good job. Sean Dubin gives up a hit, but gets Correa to foul out. Gets the job done. He gets out of the ye old-fashioned jam. That's it in the top of the 7th. It is the 7th inning stretch, and now they're actually showing. They don't usually show this. This is the God Bless America that they're showing in the 7th inning stretch. I'm going to mute that so it doesn't distract me. Let's see here. Yeah, Sergio, you're right. Not having Paredes is affecting us. Yeah, I think maybe with Paredes we could be up 2-1 right now. Maybe, depending on if there were guys on base or not when he got up each time. Brendan says, "What a terrible game so far." Yeah, well, it's not a terrible game defensively. It's a terrible game offensively. So you're right. You're half right. Mark says your house is like a studio home. Well, my idea of a studio is like, like one big room where everything is kind of in the same room. But my house is quite large, very, very large. If you want to go by square meters, it's over 200 square meters. 220 maybe? 220 square meters? I forget what that is in feet. No, 2,368. 2,368 square feet is the size of my house. It's one floor. Just to give you an idea of how big the floor plan is. And it's one big rectangle. My house is one big rectangle. It has, on the end of the house, it has one, two, three rooms, three huge square rooms on this side, three huge square rooms on the front side, and then it has a massive kitchen area, and then a massive utility room, and a really big bathroom. It didn't used to be a bathroom. I converted it. I'm turning it into a bathroom. And then I have the entryway, a huge, what's called a genkan in Japanese. The genkan serves as a connection point between the outside and the inside of the house. So it's kind of a mixture of the two. It has a floor where you step up into the house, but it's also on the ground. I have gravel. So when you slide open, it has 3 sliding doors in the back. And when you step in, you're on the gravel, the rocks, when you first step into the house. And then you step up into the house, and that's where you should take off your shoes. I don't take off my shoes in the main part of the house because I've thrown out all the old tatami mats. It's just wooden floors right now, and I'm doing a renovation, so there's no point to wear slippers in there. But in here I have carpet, so I shouldn't wear shoes in here. All right. Oh, I forgot to get my hot water for my next cup of coffee, but it can wait. Jose Altuve's at the plate. He's facing Louis Varland. Or is that Louis? Louis Varland. I don't know how he pronounces his name. We'll see. First ball's outside. Here's the next pitch to Altuve. On the outside edge, strike 1. 91 mile per hour slider. Come on, Altuve. We need you, buddy. 2 ground outs today, so he's putting the bat on the ball. Let's see if he can tie this game up. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fouls it back. Out of play. Varland is the guy that did the national anthem standoff yesterday and wound up winning. Here comes a 1-2 pitch to Altuve. Oh, my gosh, he nailed him. Oh, my gosh. Altuve's down. He is hurt. He got hit hard. Okay, Varland is clearly not happy about that. The crowd is booing, but man, Altuve looks really hurt. Okay, this upsets me. The trainers are out there. Espada's out there. I'm glad to see Espada go straight out there and check on him. Here's the hit. Right on his... right on his right forearm. Ooh! That looked like it hit him right... Wow. Man, Varland was immediately very upset about that one, but He seems okay now, but man. Yeah, they were asking how in the world can Altuve be smiling right now? But that was a dangerous pitch. We have a base runner, but man. Whew. Glad that he seems to be okay now. The Batman is at the plate. Caratini. He hits it to the second base side, and that's a double play. So just like that, we get a very expensive base runner. And immediately, Caratini eliminates it with a double play ball. Are you kidding me? Altuve pays the price to get on base, and Caratini grounds into a double play immediately. I really hope that doesn't bother Altuve. Man, that looked painful. Here comes the first pitch to Jake Myers. Called a strike one. I'm not sure if he said that was a swing or if he thought that was a strike, but that was clearly not in the zone. Either way, 0-1 with 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the pitch. Grounded foul. Myers with a kind of a rare 0-2 count this year. Last year, that was his default, was 0-2. Yeah, Charles, thanks for the update about Paredes. He should be back real soon. I knew that it wasn't going to be long just because of the way he was responding to his initial injury. Here's the next pitch to Myers. Barely missed striking out there. Check swing, maybe an inch outside the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here's the next pitch from Varland. Myers takes it outside, 99. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Would you guys like to see a Jake Myers home run right now to tie this game? I would. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off. 97 high on that fastball. Count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sergio says Isak was on pace to hit 35 homers. That would have been nice. Myers grounds it to Correa. Correa throws over to first. Easy inning for Varland despite attacking Jose Altuve. Astros do nothing, guys, so through 7 innings, almost nothing for the Astros. 1 hit, just 1 hit by Jake Myers. And that was a barely hit. Barely a hit off the diving glove of Correa. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab some more hot water to make myself some more coffee. Go Stros, please. Go Stros. All right, I am back. It is almost 5 in the morning here. Sean Duman is back on the mound for the Astros. The first pitch to Willie Castro's in there for strike one. Couple of singles today for Castro. That one's going to be a double, most likely. He hits it all the way out to the wall in right field, so he's having a nice day today. Single, single, double. So, the top of the eighth, the Twins start off with a leadoff double, man in scoring position. Dubin giving up a couple of hits already. He's only faced 3 batters, and he's given up a single and a double. That's 8 hits now, I believe, for the Twins. That's right, 8 hits. We're lucky they only have 1 run on the board. Ty France comes to the plate, 0 for 3 today. Let's hope for a double play here. Here comes a pitch from Dubin. Little high, ball 1. I am thinking about driving to the cafe with my laptop today to get some stuff done. Some creative stuff. Since yesterday I did a lot of cleaning, I kind of need to rest today. Foul back. 93 right in the top of the strike zone on that fastball. 1-1 is the count. France, go back to Paris. Or go back to Thailand. Thai, France. Do you speak Thai? Fouled off again. Strike 2. The sinker getting him ahead in the count. Good job, Dubin. Mark says, great for photography, lots of natural light in your place. Yeah, if I get the shoji doors in here. Right now, I don't have any shoji. My bedroom is completely covered in Fusuma, so there's no natural light unless I open the doors. Here's the pitch. Right at the middle, caught by Dubin. Oh, they got him in the rundown. Look at that. And Dubin takes it himself and tags him. Look at that. Good play by Dubin. Sean Dubin. He made a great catch. That ball right up the middle. Ty France hit it right up the middle, and he caught it. Went straight at the runner there, Castro. Castro didn't know what to do. He didn't commit. Which way do you go, man? Go to third, go to second, but he couldn't commit, and then he tagged him out. What terrible base running is that? What was he thinking was going to happen? What was he thinking was going to happen? It's a good thing Willie Castro is not a good base runner. But it looks like that's going to be it for Sean Dubin. Bennett Sousa seems to be coming in the game for the Stros. So that's all for Dubin. Thank you for your service, Dubin. But at least the second base runner is gone. Second base runner is gone. We have a runner on first. Boom. With 1 out. Oh my gosh, I had it muted from when I sneezed earlier. My bad. Thank you for pointing that out. Sorry about that. Ground out by Guillorme. That's it, guys. So we get the base runner over to third and then ground out. So the Astros try to play small ball and it doesn't work. That's why I don't agree with that. I don't agree with bunting the guy to second and then trying to get him over to third and then trying to hit, because you only have one opportunity to do that, really. And they blew it. They tried to play small ball just to tie the game. If you had a guy on second with no outs, bunt him over. But you got Cam Smith on base. Cam Smith on base. Why are you trying to bunt him to second? Just hit the ball. Even if you just tap it and put it in play, he can probably get to second. My thoughts. I apologize, guys. You guys were telling me no audio, but I didn't see it. Whenever I have to cough or sneeze or something like that, I mute the mic, and I forgot that I had muted the mic. My bad, but thank you for pointing that out. I have a readout on my screen down here, and the only time I really look at it is whenever I mute it or unmute it. But apparently, when I went to unmute, I missed the button. It's a little bitty tiny button, and I missed it. Sorry about that. Thank you, guys. Many of you mentioned it to me. Thank you for letting me know. We're going to go to the top of the ninth. Astros having an absolutely miserable offensive performance right now. Bennett Sousa stays in the game, unsurprisingly. He only had one pitch in the 8th inning, and that was a double play ball. He's facing Jonah Bride. First pitch to Bride is on the way. It's in there for strike one. I apologize again for the muted microphone. I'm not sure exactly how that happened. I just have to assume that I missed the button when I tried to unmute it. Here's the next pitch. That one's hit into center field, right center. Cam is over. Puts it away for out number one. Bride is retired. Three pitches for Sousa so far this game and 2 outs. No, I'm sorry, 3 outs. A double play and a fly out. Bader is at the plate with his curly locks, high and outside. Duran is going in the bullpen for the Twins. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike with that fastball. The count is even Steven, 1-1. We have, all right, let's see here. I don't like giving away outs. Jordan, I agree. That's in there. Nice fastball, 96 miles an hour. He cranks it up even a couple mph more than the last one, but Bader takes it for strike 2. 1-2 is the count. 1 out. Whoops, I still have a base runner. That's incorrect. Here's the pitch. Slightly below the zone on that fastball. Taken for ball 2. The count is even. It was only muted 3 innings. 3 innings? Or 3 batters? 3 innings? I know it wasn't muted for 3 innings. There we go. A strikeout for Sousa. Tommy Likey. Tommy wants swingy. Out number 2. Brooks Lee is at the plate. He's been having a big day. There's a swing and a miss. 84 in the bottom of the zone. The slider. Brooks Lee has the longest hitting streak, I believe, going on in the majors right now. but he's 3 for 3 in this game. That one is a little low. Could have been a strike. Called the ball. 1-1. Could have been a strike. It could have been. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Another nice slider. Swing and a miss. Low and inside. Astros lineup for the bottom of the ninth is the top of the lineup. Pena, Diaz, and Altuve. Every single one of them. 0 for 3, 0 for 2. Altuve with the hit by pitch is the only one to get on base out of that trio. Here's a pitch. Hey, swing and a miss in the dirt. Strike 3. Man, Bennett Sousa is all over it. The Astros pitchers are doing absolutely nothing but giving the hitters a chance. Pena, Diaz, and Altuve are due up. In a moment, can the top of the batting order give us a walk-off? How nice would it be, guys, to see the top of the batting order walk this off? These are our OG guys. Jeremy Pena, Yainer Diaz, not quite as much as Pena and especially Altuve. But how great would it be for them to come up and show these newer guys how to come back and win a game in the ninth inning, how to walk it off. I mean, Cam Smith walked it off yesterday. We have another chance for a walk-off today. But can you imagine Jeremy Pena getting on, maybe Yainer Diaz tying it up, and then Altuve walking it off? I can imagine it. I can definitely imagine that. We should have brought in Orbit to pinch hit for the newbie. He probably would have gotten hit by pitch. That could have been good for us. The offense worse than the never hit days. It is today, that's for sure. Mark says another walk-off win today. I'm thinking it. I'm thinking it. Jason says, you getting any rain, Brandon? Right now, I don't believe so. I don't know what the forecast is out here today. It's nice and cool outside. I mean, I say nice and cool. It is right now. It's 5 in the morning, 5:15 in the morning. But it's 23 degrees Celsius, they say, but I don't know. It's definitely not that warm here right now. Definitely not that warm. Toyo Saka Yoshwara temperature. The maximum temperature today is supposed to be 30, and it says the low is 23 Celsius. 23 C to F, that is 73 degrees. So they say it's 73 degrees right now, but I know that it's not that warm. I think it's about 67 degrees maybe. It's nice and cool out there right now. Joan Duran is in for the Twins. Jeremy Pena is at the plate. Come on, Pena. 0 for 3 with a flyout and 2 strikeouts today. Come on, Flash. Let's see your superhero powers. The first pitch from Duran is on the way. Low and outside. 88-mile-per-hour knuckle curve. 1 ball, no strikes. Come on, Pena. Make me happy before I go have breakfast. Let's do this. 1-0. 100 miles an hour. It says knuckle curve, but that's wide. Either way. Two balls and no strikes. Here comes the toss. Another one high and outside. Barely misses. Barely caught the corner, but the umpire didn't like it. He's tossing 100 miles an hour, but ball 3. Pena, come on. 3-0. They said Duran has not had a single clean inning in his last 4 outings. They call a timeout. Duran says that he might have an issue with his pitch comm. They're trying to reconnect here. Is it a Bluetooth problem? That's interesting. 3 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Is that a walk? Yes, it is. Another one high and outside, 101 miles an hour. The Flash gets a 4-pitch walk from Duran. They were close, man. They were close. On that outside edge. Could have gone either way, but it goes the Astros' way this time. Now they're going to have a little meeting on the mound as Diaz comes to the plate. We have no outs and the Flash on first base. Everything is going according to plan. Yes, yes. Excellent. Do you guys remember the bad guy in one of those James Bond movies? He says, delicious. Delicious. Yainer Diaz comes to the plate. Pena finally being productive today and getting the walk. Here's the first pitch to Diaz. Come on. Let's go. Long delay by Duran. Here's the pitch in the dirt. 5 straight balls from Duran. I keep wanting to say Duran, but they're calling him Duran, so if I alternate, you'll have to forgive me. 1 ball, no strikes to Diaz. Come on, Yainer, give him a shiner. Tie up this game. Here's the pitch. That one's a first strike. 98 in the bottom of the zone. 1-1. 98. Yes, it's the same pitcher, Mark. Duran, same one. I'm okay bunting the player over with a cruddy hitter. Right now, I don't want any bunting right now. I want them to be hitting the ball. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. I don't mind them bunting them over if he's already at second. But my problem is if they try to bunt them over to second and then they try to sacrifice them over to third, then you have 2 outs and you have almost no chance to move him in. So that's just my feeling. I wouldn't play like that. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Yainer. Come on. Come on, Yainer. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Duran. Ground ball to the third base side. Again, foul. Nabbed by Paris Chica. Good job, Paris Chica. At least you did something good. Instead of holding up the runners. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop. Where you going? Where you going? Oh, you scored. Okay. That's my impression of Paris Chica. Stop. Oh, no, whoa. Oh, okay. All right. Good job. Here comes a 1-2 pitch to Yainer. Fouled off into the stands on the first base side. Pena was going on that pitch. He's going to have to trot back. They're showing some highlights of Diaz's 2-run shot. His walk-off homer. He does have 1 walk-off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 10th pitch of the inning coming for Duran. On the way. Ooh, check swing. High and outside. Ball 2. The count's even. The Flash on first base. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. He goes over to first. Pena is back. Crowd boos. I'll never be able to get over the crowd booing when the pitcher goes to first base. There's literally no point in booing about that. Here comes the next pitch, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Pena does not steal on that one, so Yainer does not make contact. 97-mile-per-hour pitch. The bottom kind of fell out. That was a good pitch. Went right down the middle, but it dropped. Diaz just could not get the bat on it. Started off nice. Just a good pitch. 1 away. That brings up my hero, Jose Altuve. My all-time baseball and sports hero at the plate right now. He takes a timeout. Now he's back in. This is the guy I want to see walk it off. This is the guy. Pena is stealing. Pitch is high. Pena gets in there. How about that? That ball was almost over the catcher's head, but he made the throw, and then the throw to second base was almost into center field. Terrible throw. Had to be saved by that shortstop. Pena could have been over to third if not for that catch right there. But we have a runner on second. The Flash is on second. Come on, Altuve, you can do it. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt. 2 balls and no strikes. I actually don't want Altuve to bunt here. I hope he was just messing around with them that time. 2 balls and no strikes. Varland comes off the mound, fakes a throw to second. The crowd boos again. Whew, guys, getting down to the wire here. Here's the 2-1 pitch, or 2-0 pitch, rather. He called that a strike? Are you kidding me? That ball was 3 inches out of the zone. Are you kidding me? And called a strike? That sweeper was way out there. That should have been ball 3. It's 2-1 now against Altuve. Here comes the next pitch. Way outside. That was definitely out. That was about a foot off the plate. Good grief, umpire. That should have been ball 4, but Altuve has another opportunity here. He calls timeout. The crowd is on their feet right now. 3 balls and 1 strike to Tuve. Hiroshamase. Yeah, I'm on the edge here too. Here comes the 3-1 pitch to Altuve. I should have let that go way outside. Got him to chase. The Swiffer. Altuve didn't notice that the catcher sat up way outside. If he had seen that, he probably would have just taken it for ball 4. The count is full, guys. Come on. Don't let this crowd down. Don't let me down. He hits it down the third base line, foul. Stays alive. A little bit of a battle going on at the plate right now between Jose Altuve and Duran. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pena on second with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Little tapper, and it's going to be trouble. Correa goes over to first base. He's safe! Altuve's safe at first base, and Pena moves over to third. Altuve comes through with an infield hit. Who needs to bunt when you can do that? Altuve, the king of infield hits in his career. Look at this. Just taps that sweeper just enough to get the bat on it. Sticks the tongue out. Boom. Correa has a tough play to make, but before that ball got there, he was a full step ahead. Look at that. Boom. No chance for Correa to make that play. He was playing too deep. And now there's a meeting on the mound. Everybody's in right now. Yeah, once again, Paris Chica telling him to stop, but Pena could have made a round. He could have rounded third. He could have rounded third there. But Paris Chica telling him to stop. Pitching coach, the infield is going back into their respective positions. Victor Caratini is at the plate, guys. Now, is Altuve going to steal? We need to eliminate the possibility for a double play here. I say let Altuve steal, take second, and Pena can possibly try to come home if they're going to throw to second. If not, we can have runners on second and third. Here's the pitch to Caratini. It's hit into left field. It might be deep enough to score Pena. I think it is. He tags. He's coming home. Here we go. The throw's there, but he's in there plenty of time. This game is tied. This game is tied. 1-1. 1-1 in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs. And check that out. Altuve tagged up, and he read that play. He tagged up from first base and went to second. Excellent read by Altuve. That throw went straight home, but there was no way for them to get Pena. That left fielder thought he had something going on against Pena, but he was wrong. Terrible decision by the left fielder, but great read by Altuve. We now have a runner in scoring position. Jake Meyers at the plate. Here comes the pitch. Nope, he comes off the plate. Duran doesn't throw. The crowd boos. Jake Meyers could walk it off right here. 1-1. This game is tied. The Astros have reset this thing. Now Jake Meyers with the opportunity. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside. The knuckle curve on that outside lower edge. The Astros commentator has said something I absolutely agree with. The strongest arm would not have thrown out Pena there. That's true. Why did he throw it? Altuve got to second. Big bonehead mistake. Meyers goes to center field. It might be playable. He's backing up, and he puts it away. He started to come in at first, but then had to back up. That's going to be it for the ninth inning, but heck yes. Caratini with a good, nice swing. No ground out, no double play. Pena ready to go. Boom, baby. He slid in, I don't know why. He was easily there. Astros tied up in the ninth. We're going into the 10th. Got some extra innings. Woo, okay. All right, now I can take a look at the live chat and see what's going on. Holy freaking cow, what a game, huh? What a game. 1-1. All right, let me end this poll. Let's see here. How many extras? How many extras? 1, 2, 3, 4 plus. We haven't seen many extra innings, guys, this year, right? What do you think? How many extra innings we're going to have? Check it out. Astros big inning. Well, they tied it up. I wouldn't say it was. It was a big inning because they tied it up, right? But the big inning for the Astros wound up being the 9th inning. Everybody thought that it would. The majority thought that it would be the 6th, and then the 8th. Man, our guys came through. Our top of the batting order did come through. They did enough to keep us in this game. Boo, Carlos Correa. Carlos North Korea. I wish Melton could learn that. You and me both, Jordan. You and me both. Yeah, Jason, those Swiffers, man, those Swiffer, it is a nasty pitch. If you're not used to it, it looks like it's coming in and it just goes outside. On the on the upside, if you recognize it and it's coming at you, you can get a really nice hit. Hader is on the mound now for the Astros. First pitch for him is on the way. Brooks Lee is on second base. 1 ball, no strikes against Christian Vazquez. Extra innings rules. We have somebody on second base. Here's the next pitch to Vazquez. Inside, they say he went around on the check swing. 1-1 is the count. So, extra innings rules, guys. Base runner on second to start the inning. Josh Hader is dealing right now to Christian Vazquez. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the toss. Fouled back. Strike 2. 1-2. 36 people following the live stream right now. Thank you for being here. 37. Oh, now it's 41 people. Great. Welcome into Geaux Stros. I appreciate you being here. The count is 1-2 to Christian Vazquez. Here comes the next pitch from Hader. Hit high in the air. Should be playable on the infield. Diaz is underneath it. Puts it away. Out number 1. If you have not liked the live stream, please do so. It looks like the viewer count is going up now that we're into the 10th inning. Please like the live stream. That would be very nice. I'd appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, why don't you do that right now? I don't talk about subscribing very much, but a ton of my viewers are not subscribed. Here's the first pitch to the next batter. He hits that high in the air. That's Ryan Jeffers. Looks like it's going to float right over the dugout, the Astros dugout. Strike one. One away here in the top of the 10th. Astros, Twins 1-1. Haterade on the mound. It looks like the Twins have the bullpen going. They're not going to bring out Duran. He hasn't had a single clean inning. 5 innings pitched for Duran, and he hasn't been able to get through a single one of them. Here's the next pitch. Little inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 95-mile-per-hour sinker missing the mark there. Give to Twins haterade. That's right. Give them some haterade. Make them drink it. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Wow. The slider low and inside. That was a scary pitch. It looked terrible, but it looks like it might have started off inside, or rather right in the zone, and just kept going inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hater rubs up another ball. We have to win it in extra innings, Sergio. Yes, we do. As strange as this game is going, I say that we win it in the 13th inning. Hey, look at that. Swing and a miss. You know what that means. Tommy likey. Tommy wants swingy. Man, he didn't come anywhere near that on that check swing. On that half swing. Look at that. Made him look like an amateur. Out number 2. Carlos North Korea comes to the plate. Swing and a miss on that first pitch. 83 in the bottom of the zone. The slider sliding right past. Sliding right past the border of North Korea. I must be the first guy to say North Korea. I've never heard anybody say that. Just a little low and inside. Ball 1-1. If you really think about it, it makes a lot of sense, right? When he was with the Astros, he was South Korea, but now he's the enemy. He's North Korea. He's way up in Minnesota. That one was way low. The changeup, 95 mile. No, that was a sinker. 95-mile-per-hour sinker. 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. The complimentary runner on second being extra innings. Here's the pitch. Ooh, half swing, check swing, got him. Strike 2. Fooled him with the slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes. North Korea with the 2-2 count. North Korea is the enemy. Come on. Make him drink that haterade. He steps out of the box to take a little time out. That's going to reset the pitch clock. Hater takes a little stroll around the mound. Now he's back on. Getting himself dug in. He's back on the rubber. He's set. Here's the pitch. Hits it high in the air. This could be out number 3. Pena's underneath it. Boom, out number 3. Top of the 9th. Out. Cam Smith is going to lead it off in the 9th inning. Another opportunity to walk it off. Can we have 2 nights in a row of Cam Smith walking it off? We're going to find out. He line drove 1 pitch off the wall, off the top of the wall, the scoreboard earlier in the game, literally 2 feet away from being a home run. It was a line drive shot right off the top of the wall. He could do it again here, except put it in the Crawford boxes and win this game. Can you guys imagine how crazy that would be for Cam Smith to hit a home run and walk it off 2 nights in a row against the Twins? And how amazing would that be for the Twins to get walked off by a 22-year-old guy 2 nights in a row? How about... All right. So the Astros are going to start off with a base runner on second also here in the Bottom of the 10th. Leadoff batter Cam Smith. Cam Smith doesn't even need a homer to walk off this game. He just needs a base hit. We've got Cam Smith, Cooper Hummel, and Mauricio Dubon due up, but we might see some pinch hitting. We'll see. We'll see. We're definitely not going to see any pinch hitting for Cam Smith, but we might see some for these other guys. We'll see. Please like the live stream. I'm just 4 away from 40 likes. 55 people. The view count keeps going up and up and up, guys. We're in a commercial break right now. Right now they're showing commercial breaks, so there's nothing to show you. But the top of the 10th is over. We're in the bottom of the 10th, tied 1-1. The Astros with the opportunity to walk this game off. They're showing the highlights from the Astros' 9th inning where they tied it up. Caratini's hit out to left field, enabling Pena to easily tag up and score. 1-1. That's how we tied it up in the 9th inning. Now it's the bottom of the 10th. The Astros have the opportunity to walk it off. Cole Sands is on the mound for the Twins. Here's the first pitch to Cam Smith. He takes it inside and low for ball 1. Cole Sands. 0-1 the count to Cam Smith. Myers is the one they put on second base. Here's the pitch. Below the zone, ball 1. Good take by Smith. He had a walk-off yesterday with a base hit right up the middle. Myers is fast. A single today could do it. Here's the pitch. He grounds it down the third base side. That'll be strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, yesterday's hit right up the middle. Just perfectly placed. There was nobody covering that area. Astros won 3-2. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Grounds it to third. They're going to hold up Myers, and he gets thrown out at first base. So unfortunately, does not advance Myers. 1 away. Pena stared towards Correa after he caught his pop-up. I didn't notice that, but that's funny. What is Cam's nickname? Cameron? I call him Crank It Up Cam. Hummel is at the plate, guys. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Here we go. High, good take. Ball 1. The Hummer, 91-mile-per-hour cutter. Jake Myers on second base with 1 out. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Hummel. He takes that one right in the middle of the plate. 81 miles per hour on the curveball, literally in the dead center of the zone. Man, you got to crank that up. You could have put that into right center field easily. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the toss from Sands. Now you swing at that one. 90 miles an hour, way inside. And he changes the ball out. He doesn't like the ball. Just like the sands of time through the mitt of the catcher, so are the days of Hummel's life. Whatever that is. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Hummel. Come on, Hummel. In the dirt. Two balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second. 48 or so people following the live stream. Only 38 likes. Come on, hook me up with a couple more to get to 40. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Hummel from Sands. He taps it at the plate. Stays alive. 2-2. The 89-mile-an-hour splitter. Boo, Red Sox. Sergio says they used to call Cam Sweet Pickle in Little League. Sweet Pickle. Cooper Hummel, it's time to redeem yourself. Yes, man. Everything before can be forgiven right now, right? With a big hit. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the toss. Little check swing in the dirt. They say he went. Are you kidding me? Hummel, at least he ran. At least he ran to first base. Did he go? Did he really go? Yeah, he went. I didn't think he went, but he went. In the dirt. But look, he took off towards first. At least he tried. But he strikes out. Womp womp. At least we have a veteran at the plate now. Dubon, not a star, but very capable with 2 outs. Come on, Dubon. We need you, Doobie. He tries on the first pitch again. He's a very big first pitch swinger. 90 miles an hour right in there. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 2 away in the bottom of the 10th. This game is tied 1-1. Astros with only 3 hits this entire game. Doobie at the plate with an 0-1 count facing Cole Sands. Runner on second. Here's the pitch. This is hit hard to left field, all the way out to the wall. Might be trouble. All the way to the wall. It's off the wall. It's off the wall. The Astros win it. Doobie walks it off. Jake Myers scores from second base. Dubon with a double off the wall. Another walk-off for the Astros. The veteran does it. Mauricio Dubon comes through for the Stros. Second night in a row. 2-1. The Astros win in the 10th inning. Mauricio Dubon is the one getting drenched tonight. 2 walk-offs against the Twins in the second and third game of this series. Off the wall, just barely out of the glove, just barely over the glove of the center fielder. Man, Castro was out there, and they said that might have even hit his glove. And he wasn't quite sure where he was located. Could have been an out. Maybe could have been an out. Jordan out there to congratulate Dubon on that big hit. That's something I did not expect at all. Dubon to drive the ball all the way out to the wall in center field. How about that, guys? Doobie coming through for the Stros. I'm glad to see that. Yeah, big love from Espada there. Heck yes, man. How about that? I want to see that replay, guys. I'm hanging around because I want to show you the replay. I'm sure they're going to show it. When they show it, I want to share it with you guys. But right now, they're having a little chit-chat with Dubon. Doobie-doobie-doo. Isaiah 6:8. He said it, Bible verse he saw yesterday. Whosoever says, Lord, Lord, I'll hear their reply. And he said, Lord, if we tie this game, we're going to win it. And he said he was listening. Pretty interesting. 2 walk-offs in a row. They're asking him about the walk-offs. Put up a good fight. He gave credit to the opposing pitcher Richardson for pitching a good game. That's a nice shout out to the opposing team. Guys, can you give me 2 more likes to get to 40? A lot of people came in near the end of the stream, but haven't gotten to 40. Man, Dubon has tears in his eyes right now. They asked him about his dad and what this game meant to him to get this walk-off today. He almost started crying. What a good guy. I'm so glad that he was able to get this. You know, guys like Dubon in moments like this, you see that they get emotional about it, but get tears in their eyes talking about what it means to them on special days like today, Father's Day, you know. You know that they have a big heart. I like Dubon. He's awesome. I wish we had more stars like Dubon. Here is the replay, by the way. Finally. Nice hit. Here's that outfield shot. Yeah. Yeah, Castro, it actually went off his glove. Myers scores. There it is right there, guys. There it is right there. Let's show you that last shot. Oh, I got 44 likes. Awesome. Thank you so much. We weren't very far off from 50 likes at the end, but it was really hard to get to 40 for some reason. The Astros win this game and another walk-off, 3-2. I'm going to take a quick look at the live chat before I do the game review and the preview for the next game against the A's. Let's take a look at that big conversation going on in the live chat right now. Lots and lots of comments. Let's see if I can get caught up here. Awesome. Dubalicious. Let's see here. How do you not pinch hit for Hummel? Jordan, I was thinking the same thing. Sergio says, let's go hit that like button. Thank you so much, Sergio, for that. We finally pushed it over 40. Started to climb up close to 50. Started to get there. It's at 44 right now. Dubalicious. Holy moly, that's crazy. Old Dog? Bit Dog? Did you change it from Bit Dog to Old Dog? That's funny. And Casey Jones says, Doobie, 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 doo. That's right. Soleil says, Doobie. Everybody, doobie, doobie, doobie. Old Dog says, poor Twins in. Sorry, not sorry. Absolutely. Shoot says, get the brooms out. Heck yes, finally an Astros sweep. I wouldn't say that the Twins are an amazing team, but to sweep them is a big deal. Even the best team in the MLB would have trouble sweeping the Twins. And that was a fight. The Astros managed to do it, and they go into the next series with an opportunity for a 4-game sweep of the A's. Can you imagine 2 sweeps in a row? That would be freaking awesome. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I've been hoping for this whole time, is 2 sweeps, 3 games in a row, and then 4 games in a row. Double dubious. Dubon, Astros win. It says Sergio, absolutely. Glenn says, well, I tuned back in just as y'all started celebrating. Absolutely. Good timing, Glenn. And Caesar says, I can't believe it. Yeah, very difficult. And Dubon drove it all the way to the wall. It bounced off the glove of the center fielder. You know he's going to have a difficult time sleeping tonight. But the Astros win anyway. Jordan says, I had a feeling from the very beginning this game would go exactly like this, but didn't expect it to be Dubon. I didn't either, especially with that big of a hit that far out. I was expecting maybe like a single and Myers scores on a single, but a big hit like that from Dubon is not common. Glenn says, just as I was returning from my train. Good way to be welcomed back, huh? Welcomed back. Casey Jones says, good game. Astros showed character coming back. Yes, they did. They held it together, came back in the 9th, and won it in the 10th. How about that? Like the old days, right? Yes, it is. Very nice. And with Correa out there to experience it on the opposite end is so sweet, right? It's icing on the cake. The Astros look like they're having fun, says Casey. Yeah, they were for sure. And to see how much it really got to Dubon is heartwarming. Excuse me. Yeah, Dubon is another really good guy. You're right. Sergio says that puts us at 11 games over 500. That's right. The Stankies lost to the Red Sox. Good job. Good job, Sox. Stinky Sox and the Stankies. All the West is winning except the Angels. Yeah, I'll take a look at that in just a moment. Sweep any lingering memories of Carlos Correa out of here. That's right. We just did. No more North Korea. Jordan says Mariners out 5-0, so still 4 games ahead. Could have been a 3-game lead. I think no, we're more than 3 games ahead, Jordan. We're more than 3 games ahead of the Mariners. We're like 4.5 games ahead of the Mariners. Pretty sure. Let me go look at the standings now. I'm going to bring that up on the screen for you guys. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the standings. There's no way we're just 3 games ahead of the Mariners. Yeah. You see this right here? We're 4.5 games ahead of the Mariners. Technically, right now, we're 5 games ahead of the Mariners. But if they win today, it will move back to 4.5. Because right now it says that we're at 40 and 30. Our record is 40 and 30, but our record is not 40 and 30. It's 41 and 30. So technically right now we're 5 games ahead of the Mariners. And if the Mariners win the game today, it'll go back to 4.5. So, yeah, I knew that there's no way we're just 3 games ahead of the Mariners. We are a commanding 5 games ahead of the Mariners until they win their game today. And 6 games ahead of the Rangers right now with today's win. How about that? 7.5 games ahead of the Angels. 13.5 games ahead of the A's. The Astros can sweep the Athletics, which I believe they can, and I think they will. Go back to Pyongyang. That's right. Go back, North Korea. Let's see here. Jordan says 4 games after the M's win. No, Jordan, that's incorrect. Take a look at the standings. Take a look right here. Okay, I've got it on the screen. With today's win, it puts us 5 games ahead. Do you see that right there? It says 4.5, but that's because it has our record at 40 and 30. But our record right now is 41 and 30. So this should actually be 5 games ahead. If the Mariners win, then we'll be back to 4.5 games ahead. So, like I said, if the Mariners win today, we will stay 4.5 games ahead. So just take another look at it if you have the chance. Let's see here. The Stankies were also swept by the Red Sox. Yeah, that's nice. It's nice. Maybe we can get that home field advantage. The Yankees or the Stankies keep sliding. Maybe the Astros will get into the playoffs with a home field advantage. But the Astros with the big hit by Dubon today. The big hit by Dubon. Let's see here. What do I need to pull up? I need to pull up the review of today's game, guys. Let's take a look at what happened in today's game, and then we'll do a preview of tomorrow's game. Where is it at? Let me go backwards. Here it is. All right. Very small scoring summary today for the Astros. Most of the game, they did absolutely nothing. It wasn't until the 9th that we got a run on the board, and then the 10th we won it. 4 hits. Only 4 hits for the Stros today compared to the Twins' 8. But we got the 4 hits that really mattered most, and we got them when they mattered most. Let's take a look at the scoring summary right here. In the top of the 3rd, Lee homered to left field. That would be the only run the Twins would get this game, 1-0. 9th inning, bottom of the 9th, Caratini sacrificed to left, scoring Pena. 1-1, the Astros tied up, move it into extra innings. In the bottom of the 10th, Dubon singles to left, scoring Myers, winning the game. Dubon with a walk-off. 2 walk-offs for the Astros 2 nights in a row, Game 2 and Game 3. And let's take a look at the pitching performance by the Astros over here on this side of the screen. Walter pitched 6.2 innings today, gave up 1 run, 6 hits, no walks, 9 strikeouts. A very, very solid performance by Brandon Walter today. The only run was the solo homer. Excellent performance by Brandon Walter. Dubin came in, gave up a couple of hits, 0.2 innings. And then Sousa came in, pitched 1.2 extremely efficient, solid innings. Only 12 pitches, 9 strikes, got a double play. Great outing by Sousa. And then Hader came in, locked it down, gave up nothing. Had a strikeout, no hits. That's all that was needed. Astros didn't need to go beyond the 10th inning. What a great game. Hader pitched the 10th. Great game by the Astros pitchers. Completely locked down the Twins, kept them at 1 run. And even with the low batting output of the Astros today, that's all they needed. They managed to get enough. For one of the few times that the Astros hitters came through when their pitchers had a really great game and they didn't disappoint them. They managed to do just enough to get the victory. Now let's take a look at tomorrow. We start a new series versus the A's. How many wins in a row is this for the Astros? Let's take a look at the full schedule here. How many wins is this in a row? That's 5. Look at this right here. 5 wins in a row for the Astros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 2 against Chicago White Sox and a sweep of the Twins. And now we have a 4-game sweep coming up against the Athletics. How about that? We have a chance to get 9 games in a row. If we sweep the Angels, can you imagine sweeping 3 teams in a row? When was the last time any team has done that in the majors? If we swept the Twins, the A's, and the Angels, how awesome would that be? The Astros would be well on their way to not only claiming this division, but even becoming the top team in the AL. How amazing would that be? Tomorrow's game, McCullers versus Spence. Every one of these games, by the way, starts for me at 11 o'clock. That's good, but I have an update for you guys. Tomorrow's Tuesday, and I have to give you an update about tomorrow's game. Here's the deal. I'm getting a refrigerator tomorrow. It's a used refrigerator, but it is very nice. It's quite big. I need more space to store frozen foods so that I can go to Costco and stock up some frozen vegetables. Because of my health and my diet, I really need to get some good vegetables, but I can't afford to keep going to the supermarket every single day and buying and buying and buying and buying. I really need to buy enough food for 1 month, but I don't have enough space to store it. Most refrigerators in Japan are quite small. It's just the way most houses here are, because most of the houses are small. But my house is quite large, and so the small refrigerator that I have, the freezer is literally this wide, this deep, and I guess the depth is like this, the height is like this. It's a very small freezer space. I need a lot more than that. So I'm buying a used fridge, a big, large stand-up fridge. It's the fridge is about 10 years old, but it's in excellent shape. And if you buy it, typically if you buy it online, even used, it costs like $500. But this one has a couple of dents in the front door, so it's cosmetically not as beautiful. So the price is much, much cheaper. And I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. Unfortunately, the time they want me to pick it up is at the game start time. So tomorrow's game versus the Angels, game 1, I am going to be picking up that fridge. However, I'm going to start the live stream so that the live score can be on the screen. So the live stream will be here, and it will be on screen. And as soon as I get the refrigerator, I will come straight back and finish the live stream. But I can't guarantee what time I'll be back. I expect that to go get the fridge and get back to the live stream should take maybe about an hour. It's just a guess, an hour or less. So that means that I'll be about an hour behind on the live stream tomorrow. Just letting you guys know. Sergio, if you are here, then you can let everyone know about that. I appreciate that. So anyway, but tomorrow McCullers is on the mound. Yep, that's right. Lance McCullers is on the mound facing Mitch Spence. That's our pitching matchup for tomorrow. Astros, for some reason, are expected to lose. No, I'm sorry. I've got it backwards. 55% chance of winning. I'm sorry, I was looking at that wrong. Over here on the left side, the matchup predictor says 55.3% the chance of the Astros winning. One more quick look at the live chat, and then we will be out of here. Let's see here. Old Dog says, Hater, another win, 2 in a row. That's right. Jordan says they updated. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's what I said earlier, Jordan. 4.5. If it basically the same, it will remain the same as it was yesterday.
if the Mariners win. Because the Astros win, the Mariners win, then it should still be 4.5. That's what I said earlier. Yeah, it just wasn't updated on the screen. That's why I pointed out that it didn't have the Astros record updated. Sergio says the camaraderie on the Astros is great, but we need Isak Perez back at third base. Yeah, we need that extra bat. The Stros are back. Old dog, yes, they are. 45 likes. Yes, 45 total likes. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm wrapping it up. I'm about to go to town and get breakfast. Actually, it's a little early for breakfast. They don't even open until 8. But I might take a leisurely stroll and get there a little early. Yeah, tomorrow's game, 9:05. I guess that's Central Time. For me, it's 11 o'clock. But like I said, I'm picking up a fridge tomorrow. So I will start the live stream a little early and get it on here so you guys can at least have the data on the screen. And then as soon as I get the fridge, I will come right back. I will be at a net cafe tomorrow in Hiroshima City. Geaux Stros, I'll wait for you. Go. Thank you, Caesar. It'd be nice to see you here. And he says, I didn't know there's Costco in Japan. Yeah, they're not everywhere, but they're typically only in the major cities. So I'm not in Hiroshima City. I'm about an hour and a half from there. I'm in the Hiroshima prefecture. So if you go northeast of Hiroshima City, that's where I live, out in the countryside. And to drive from here to Costco is about an hour and a half. Maybe a little faster if I take the freeway. I'm sorry, the tollway. But the freeway is pretty fast. It's not much slower than the tollway. And it's free. So I prefer to take that. But anyway, Sergio says, thanks to everyone for joining the live chat today. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow. Yes, thank you, Sergio. And thank you, everyone else. Again, I appreciate all the likes, the comments, the subs, all that good stuff. We're almost at 420 subscribers now. So thank you for that, guys. That's it for the Stros. And we swept the Twins. See you tomorrow for the start of the series versus the A's. The only thing left to say, as usual, is Go Stros. And thanks again.